from 1.1.13. While you get the books, you can repeat after me. Tannaha shushrushamananam. Tannaha shushrushamananam. Arhasyanganuvarnitam. Arhasi anganuvarnitam. Varnitam. Sorry. Angani varnitum. Yasyavataro bhutanam. Kshemaya cha bhavaya cha. Tanna shushrushamanana. Arhas anganu varnitum. Yasyavataro bhutana. Kshemaya cha bhavaya cha. Words in the shloka. The previous shloka, they are eager. Suta janasi bhadram te bhagavan satvatam padihi devakyam vasudevasya jato yasya chikirshaya. You know why Krishna came in the womb of Vasudeva and Devaki? They are very eager. Tan naha. Naha means all of us. And what is our position right now? Shushrusha manana. Shushrusha manana means I am very eager. And Prabhupada is writing in the purport, he's saying the transcendental message of the absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. Materially absorbed. Our problem right now, whatever circumstance we are in, we get absorbed in it. It could be a house I'm living in. It could be a health problem I have. Or it could be my career. I will think that is the whole world. There is no other thing other than that. We'll get absorbed in that circumstance. And when reality strikes in that there is something beyond that, we get surprised. Correct? Because misery is nothing but unpleasant surprise. That is misery. Correct? Is it not? So everyone in this world is absorbed in their body, in their bodily demands, their mental demands, what is going on in their house, what is going on in the country. They're absorbed in news. Who did this? Who did what? Absorbed in the activities of our friends. So in this way, everyone is absorbed. And that is the reason we are not able to expand our consciousness. Prabhupada, in one of the lectures, he defined Krishna consciousness in a very interesting way. He said, consciousness can be contracted or expanded. Contracted consciousness means I am only knowing what I feel right now. That's all I know. Like we see animals, right? Some animals are born at 10 p.m. and they die 5 a.m. They never know that there is something called daylight, right? There is something called morning, there is something called afternoon. They do not know anything. Their consciousness is very contracted. And some animals maybe know something about day and night, but all they know is what is something that I have to eat tomorrow. What should I eat today? What should I sleep? Where should I sleep? Whom should I fight with to get my mate? That's all I know. Nothing more. And similarly, as you go evolve over species, their consciousness becomes a little more refined. And human beings also. There are some human beings that only think about ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam. Their consciousness is so contracted. That's all. That right now people don't even want to marry. Because marrying means a little expanded consciousness. You're expanding your consciousness from yours to your spouse and then to the family. But marriage, dharmic marriage, is that not just my family, but also I serve the society, I serve the rishis, I serve the devas. And they say that is dharmic marriage. You're expanding your consciousness further. So in this way, if you expand your consciousness from just my demands, my body, my spouse, my family, my society, my country, the world, humanity, and if you keep on expanding more and more to the devas, in this way, if we keep on expanding, and within the devas, there are different levels of devatas. Devatas, Taratamya is there. So the highest expansion of consciousness is actually called Krishna consciousness. Because if you expand your consciousness to Krishna consciousness, that means you've included everything. There is nothing else. There is nothing shesham. That is why Krishna is telling Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah Asamshayam Samagram Mam. He's putting the padam Samagram. Samagram means what? It includes everything. Samagram. Samyak Agram. Everything. Samagram Mam. So, if you calculate your life according to Krishna consciousness, you will not be surprised. But if you calculate your life, if you strategize your life, or if I strategize my life limited to bodily, mental, intellectual consciousness, then reality will surprise me. Reality will surprise me. So these sages of Naimisharanya, they were eager to hear about Krishna because they were not absorbed materially. Absorbed materially. So we have to cut our attachment to circumstances and then transfer that attachment to Krishna. Because the mind will always make us absorbed in the immediate reality we see. That is the mind's nature. Either it will be anxious, or it will want to impress someone, or will want to be afraid of someone, or will desire something, or will be angry at something. In this way, the consciousness will force us to not see beyond what we see. But we must cut and again bring the understanding. No, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am spirit soul. Again and again and again and again we have to do this. Every moment we have to do this. If not, you'll be bewildered. You'll be stuck to the consciousness. It will take our natural course of evolution. After many janmas only you will come. But if you work hard today, because what is life? Life means how many moments are you conscious of your consciousness? That is what is your lifetime, is it not? If I'm conscious every moment and I'm striving hard to expand it to Krishna consciousness, then I live a long life. But the whole week I'm not even conscious. I'm just going through eating, mating, sleeping, defending, like, then I'm not conscious. I don't live a long life. I just live maybe 1 moment, 2 moments in a day, in a week. That's all. Because everything else is flow. Is it not? So, the sages of Naimisharanya, they were eager to hear about the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna. Of Krishna. This curiosity is very difficult to get. Shushrushamananam tadvijnanartham sa gurumeva abhigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Tadvijnanartham, to understand that, sa gurumeva abhigachet, I have to go to the guru. Tadvijnanartham, to know that absolute truth. Tad vijnanartham, You must go to the spiritual master to know that tad. Tad means what? Truth. Om Tat Sat, we say, right? Tat means what? Truth. Tattva comes from the word tat. Tat means truth. So tat can also mean that, and tat can also mean truth. Tad. Tad means that, tat means truth. Right? So tat vijnanartham, to understand that. Vijnanartham, to understand this vijnana. What should I do? Gurumeva abhikachet. You must go to a spiritual master. What is the lakshanam of a disciple? What is the lakshanam of a spiritual master? This is what is mentioned in this shloka. The lakshanam of a disciple, can you glean from the shloka? What is the lakshanam of a disciple that is mentioned here? Prabhupada also mentioning in the purport. Eager, right? Eager to learn. Okay, very nice. Anything else? The purport, if you see, sincere. Sincere. What does the meaning of sincerity mean? What does sincerity mean? Nishtha. Yes, I am sold out to that objective. I don't have any kapatam within my heart to pursue that objective or not. I don't do it for others. I don't do it as an ulterior motive. I'm genuinely interested in it. This is called sincerity. This is called sincerity. I don't have any agenda. Okay. What else? Another word Prabhupada is using is they are anxious. It's a nice word, right? Prabhupada saying the last, if you see the line, fifth line from the last line. They are anxious to learn the truth. It's a very nice, it's a nice word. Anxious to learn the truth. What am I anxious for? Anxious for the things of this world. That's what I'm anxious. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to hear about the beautiful Leela of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord. Because when we hear about Krishna, our heart will be filled with spiritual hope. It will be filled with spiritual hope. And the medicine for our misery is spiritual hope. When we fill it with material hope, that's what we're trying to do. Some material hope. Will I not get some green card? Will I not get a new job? Will I not get this new enjoyment? We're trying to fill it with material hope. But material hopes will be slashed by time. The circumstances will be broken. And also, I don't have anything to do with any of these material circumstances. I have nothing to do with anything of it. Me, I have only to do with Krishna. That is my nature. So, this is the Shishya Upalakshanam. Samitpanihi. The word that is used in the Upanishad is Samitpanihi. Samitpanihi is the Upalakshanam for being a Vinaya, right? Vinamrata, humility. Samitpanihi, Shrotriyam. He goes to a guru who is Shrotriya. Shrotriya means what? He has learned Shastra. Shabde parecha nishnatam, Brahmani upasamashrayam. Elsewhere it is said, Shabde parecha nishnatam. He has bathed in the Shastra. Shabde parecha nishnatam. Brahmani upasamashrayam. He is fixed. Tadvijnanartham sagurumeva abhigachet. Samitpanihi shrotriyam. He has heard the Shastra. Shrotriya. Shrotriya. He must be able to logically convince himself and others. He is logically convinced. Shrotriyam and Brahmanishtam. He is situated in Brahman. So we are all situated within Brahman. Where do we find Brahman? Can someone say, where do I find Brahman? Practically, where can I find Brahman? Where can I find the Supreme Brahman? Says, you want to find Supreme Brahman, where will you find it? Where will you find him? Okay, how do you serve the Lord? Where is the Lord? I'm asking, where is the Lord? So you can serve him. Hare Krishna mantra is the way we can actually approach the Supreme Brahman. The Supreme Brahman's form, Zarupam, is the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. The whole material world has come from this Yatova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti. Everything has come from the Supreme Brahman. And the Supreme Brahman, we are not able to approach this by our mind. Yatho vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Our vak cannot understand, our mind cannot go there. It is not possible. Our vak cannot even describe taste. For instance, I'll ask you, there are dates, there is jaggery, there is sugar, there is gulab jamun, there is ice cream. What is the commonality between all of them? All of them are sweet. But can you describe with your words what is the difference between sweetness of each one of this? Yes or no? With your words, you have to describe what is the difference in the sweetness between all this padartham. Yes or no? Cannot. Now, can you describe the experience, the taste? How does jaggery taste? How does ice cream taste? Both of them are sweet only. What can the vak enter into the experience of that taste? The vak cannot do anything. The vak will simply say it is taste, it is sweet. The vak will go and say sweet and maybe more sweet or nicely sweet. It can have some visheshana shabdam, right? Adjectives, and stop there. I said I cannot go further. If the vak cannot even go and describe the sweetness of an ice cream, distinguished from the sweetness of the jaggery, how can it describe the absolute truth? It is not possible. It cannot. Same thing with the mind. Same thing with the ears. We cannot penetrate. But when we serve the Hare Krishna mantra in all humility, we will find the supreme absolute truth revealing himself. Swayameva spuratyataha. Swayameva spurati. It will reveal itself to us. Krishna will reveal himself. The supreme absolute truth. Of course, supreme absolute truth is both impersonal and personal. But the personal, within the personal absolute truth, the absolute truth is personal. Within that realization, everything else is present. So, if we approach Krishna by serving him in the form of his holy name, then Krishna is revealed. Anyway, my point is Brahmanishtam. The spiritual master must be fixed in Hare Krishna mantra. What is the meaning of fixed in Hare Krishna mantra? He must constantly be chanting. Constantly be chanting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Brahmanishtam. Why Brahmanishtam? Why always fixed? Because he understands everything is actually connected to Krishna. He doesn't see anything. Right now we see something disconnected from Krishna. So we forget Krishna. So we are coming here to realize that everything is connected to Krishna. But when a devotee sees, he sees anything, he sees this being connected to Krishna naturally. So where is the chance for forgetting Krishna? So I'm in Farmington Hills. Right, I go outside, there is very bright sun. I come to Auburn Hills, there also there is sun. I go to Royal Oak, there also there is sun. Will you say I forgot sun is there? Will you say? No. The sun is in Farmington Hills also, it is Royal Oak also, it is Auburn Hills also. So this is the nature of a spiritual master, he is Brahmanishtam. So this is what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. So he must be in the chain of disciplic succession and learn the spiritual art of submissive hearing. So under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, one becomes gradually purified. So purification means to navigate from material absorption to spiritual absorption. That's all. This is the goal of Krishna consciousness. We are materially absorbed. Material means it takes so many shapes, names, forms, circumstances, situations, health, everyone. All of us we have our own absorptions, depending on where we are. So we have to, under the direction of the spiritual master, Prabhupada is saying, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, one becomes gradually purified. Gradually purified. Therefore, one must be in the chain of disciplic succession and learn the spiritual art of submissive hearing. And in the case of Suta Goswami, the sages of Naimisharanya, all these conditions are fulfilled because Srila Suta Goswami is in the line of Srila Vyasadeva, and because all the sages of Naimisharanya are sincere souls who are anxious to learn the truth. So all these requirements are fulfilled. So when we hear from the spiritual master, pure devotee, we must try to fulfill the prerequisites. We must not attach Sangha. Sangha means what? That which makes us familiar with material absorption, material circumstance. When we feel familiar with something, we fall into it. We feel very familiar as we feel it belongs to me only. Immediately we start, sometimes, you have these people, they are very cunning and they make you feel very nice and, familiar, and you reveal all your secrets to them. Then they tell these secrets to so many other people. So you feel very familiar with them, you become very you're gullible, and you become familiar with them very easily, and you reveal everything in your heart, right? And sometimes you even tell your parents something, and your parents, hey, I don't tell this to anyone. This person, our aunt only, ours only, and they will tell everyone. Why do you tell them? Right? So we become, very gullible and tell someone like that. Is it not? Similarly, we become very too easily familiar with matter. Familiar with the circumstance. We feel very close, intimate with some friend. Why? He is also Telugu only, I am also Telugu. He is also Marathi, I am also Marathi. Tosa naam kai. Very nice, what is it? So I feel very close. I am also Tamil sir, enga sir ninga. Very close. You also studied 5 months. Wow. Why? Because Upadhi, Sangha, very close I feel. How nice it is to hear Tamil. How nice it is to hear Hindi. So nice. My slang. Hindi is there. This is like Uttar Pradesh slang. Uttarakhand slang. I feel so close. So it's very, very difficult to cut these familiarities we have. We must become familiar with Krishna only. Easy? Not easy. Because we borrow these affiliations that we have. Indian affiliations, Tamil affiliations, Telugu affiliations, this affiliation. Sarva upadhir vidir muktam. It has to become freed. Then only we can advance in Krishna consciousness. Initially it is difficult, but we must cut mercilessly and ruthlessly. Don't show mercy to these affiliations. The more mercy you show, the stronger this guy will become. When the tumor is very small, you must cut this tumor. When it grows big, it will become cancerous. It will become metastatic. Correct? Metastasize, right? Sorry. So, and it will go to everything. And the cancer will spread to other parts of the body. Correct? Similarly, before this cancer of Sangha, familiarity with the world, becomes more mature, it is already mature when if you are 30 to 40, 22, it is already very nicely mature, it is growing, it is reaching its Yauvana Parvam, right? So, before that, we must cut this very fast. That is why we are chanting. Chanting means what? Sarvadharman parityajya, mam ekam sharanam vraja. Sarvadharman parityajya, mam ekam sharanam vraja. Our attachments again will come, our affiliations will again come, this moham will come, this sangam will come, this affiliations will come. Cut it, surrender to Krishna. Krishna, I belong to you. Krishna, I belong to you. Krishna, I belong to you. And we take shelter of Krishna only. Krishna, the person only. Krishna will definitely help us. Krishna, the personality of Godhead, will help us. Sometimes we think, I'm sitting nicely, maybe my posture will help me, right? Or maybe my discipline will help me. Or maybe my speech will help me. I know some nice Sanskritam. So the Sanskritam will help me. Or I come from a very nice family. My father was a Gita Pandit only. That will help me. No, no one will help me. Krishna, you coming as the holy name is my only shelter, Krishna. When we feel this ekanta buddhi, that Krishna, only you can help me, we will be able to hear the Hare Krishna mantra. When there is reliance on anything else, we can't hear. Reliance on anything else, we can't hear. So we have right now some hope, not some hope, lot of hope in our material adjustments, circumstances, all of this. Now the intelligence must become purified by Shravanam, and the intelligence must be convinced that this is not good. This is not good. I must detract my hope from everywhere else and connect it to Krishna. I depend only on the Lord. Only on the Lord. Mam ekam sharanam praja. 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 Again and again and again, we need to tell this, coach this to the mind. And intelligence must give logic. Why only Mam ekam? Intelligence will ask, why? Why? Tell me. That is why we are having this astras of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate. One astra. Another astra, nasato vidyate bhava. Another shloka. Material world is temporary, spirit is permanent. Another astra. Right? You see what happened in the Air India crash. Another astra. Right? You see pratyaksha. You see anumana. You see different arguments you are giving, and from your own past, you see another astra. Another astra. And you keep on giving one astra after another astra after another astra. And if you are running short of astras, hear from someone and borrow those astras. Right? And in this way, your arsenal must be full, because the material world will create doubt in you. It will create doubt. Outside I'm wearing tilak, everything, but inside there is a doubt. It's really true. I'm like, maybe they're hyping it out too much. Too much hype, I think. Right? Why so much of Hare Krishna mantra, morning, night? Do these people don't have anything to do or what? Why so much? Right? You can't like go like have fun, right? Life is one, have fun, Right? For God's sake, why do you just like overstep, like too much, obsessed? They're like mad. I felt like this many times. Honestly speaking, right? But the thing is, a good thing is that somehow when you get sold into it, somehow you are gone in the stream. But you can't do this for too long. You have to train your intelligence and see this reality. And once you see this reality, then you will see, Krishna deserves not 24 hours. He deserves 365 hours in a day and 1,000 days in a year. Right? He deserves all of this. When you realize this, but to realize this, there must be some prayatna. And one must have Shraddha. Shraddha. It's not easy, because the mind will tell you this is too much hype. Arthavadaha. They're simply, Adichu vidu. In Tamil, they say, You say, okay, fine, who knows, This mind will say, mind voice is like that. Krishna, too much you're saying. Spiritual life, too much. Ekena manasa bhagavan sattvatam padihi. Because it comes in always in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, vivasayatmika buddhi, become one-pointed, ananya chintayanto mam, don't have any anya shelter, only depend on Krishna. All these doubts will come when we treat our material attachments as completely sane. When you don't see any problem with your material attachments, Krishna consciousness, unadulterated Krishna consciousness will appear unrealistic and fanatic. When you are fanatical to your material attachments, Krishna consciousness will appear fanatic. But when you question these material attachments you have, When you question your absorption in the circumstances we are in, then Krishna consciousness will become more and more sensible. This is the reason people are thinking we are all fanatics. Because they are absorbed in the idea of I and mine. Aham mameti iti asadbhavam mohajam tyajet. They are absorbed in ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma. Krishna is telling they are ahankara vimudhatma. They are fools. Ahankara vimudhatma. Krishna is not saying just mudhatma. Krishna is saying vimudhatma. Vimudhatma. Vimudhatma by what? Ahankara vimudhatma. Karta aham iti manyate. They are thinking, I am only doing everything. Karta aham. I am only doing, I am only doing. What? Your material mode, you are a puppet of material modes. Says Naimisharanya are very eager. And they are thinking the next shloka will come. Apannam samsritim ghoram. When we are this ghora samsriti. Right? Ghora means what? Ghora means what? Hindi is that word is there. Ghor.
Intense.
Ghor. Cruel. Dark. Okay. Ghor means cruel.
Intense of anything.
Okay. The root is maybe, I do not know, maybe it changed its word usage throughout its contact with Urdu and so many things. But the original usage is ghora means cruel. So samsritim ghoram. If you actually understand your position right now, we will wet our pants. Because this samsriti is ghoram. Because this body can be done, finished any moment. But you are very comfortable in this body. Madhvacharya gives example. Our comfort is like frog, comfortable under the shadow of the hood of a snake. Right? How much comfortable is the frog under the shadow of the hood of a snake? Right? So the column is like the sarpam. Frog is the jiva. Shadow is the material circumstances. So the frog is there under the shadow of material. I'm very nice. I'm working for Chrysler. I'm getting so much $100,000, $200,000. Very happy. Column tuck. Over. Chapter closed. Another body go in there. I was thinking while I was chanting with the kids, if I don't take this seriously, next Janmam, I'll be in the next kids class. Right? Someone will be chanting and they are all playing the blocks. I'll also be playing the blocks. Right? And this person is saying, why is he not chanting? So sometimes I think, I am the adult. No, I am the adult right now. I won't be the adult forever. I'll become an old man again. Correct, is it not? I'll become the kid again. This is change of circumstance. We are thinking we are an adult. This is again absorption in the circumstance. Absorption in the body. Right now you're an adult. Right now I think, oh, this male is very nice. Oh, this girl looks very beautiful. How long? How long you will be a male? How long will she be a female? How long will you are a female? How long? No. Again, next birth you will be again female. Or maybe, right now in this room, no one will become animals for sure. Because you will become, definitely your next human birth is guaranteed. This is the qualification. But if you become a pig, you will be singing another romance song. Right? Very pyar, mohabbat, right? And this you will be singing very nice. Yeah, I like your eyes are like this, your gait is like this. When you're like, the pig, this is bewilderment caused by Maya. Right? If I look at a Japanese girl, I think she looks so ugly. Right? If I eat so Chinese girl, but for them that is very beautiful. For them, someone like Indian, smelly Indians, right? Smelly Indians, they're all dirty Indians. That is their stereotype they have. So everyone is conditioned by their stereotypes. This is called Maya. Maya means everyone is living in their own reality. And everyone thinks the reality I am seeing is reality. What is reality? Bhagavatam is reality. You see? So, don't be merciful to Maya. Don't be merciful to your material attachments. don't think we are comfortable. It is illusory thinking. When you detach yourself from matter, you can see things very clearly. Sattva-guna, prakashante tatparam. Very clearly. Right now is hazy vision. We have to cleanse our consciousness. Then we can see things very clearly. What I am, what I am not, how I have attached myself, how I am actually undertaking suffering, all this you'll understand very nicely. That people will be eager to hear about Krishna, Shushrusha Mananam. But right now we are Shushrusha, what is happening in the news, what is happening in my career, let me browse Glassdoor, let me browse Reddit. I'm absorbed, curious, Shushrusha Mananam, for what? For what is happening in my circumstances. Even in a career, right? If someone is absorbed in their circumstances too much, they cannot jump to the next level because they're constantly talking only with their people who are on the same level. They can't get promoted. Why? Because my conversations are all with people who are in the same level. But if I converse with someone, if my mindset should become like a CEO before I become a CEO, correct or not? How to become the CEO of a company? Your mindset must become like the CEO before you become the real CEO. Same thing. Same thing. Your mindset must be like a person who's a pure devotee before we become a pure devotee. Your mindset must be that someone who's living in Goloka Vrindavan. That is how my mindset must become. And the mindset is like that before we leave this body, then we can go back to Krishna. Right? So we must train ourselves, our mindset to become like that. Yes, I will not think like this. I will not think like that. No, I want to become a CEO. Like immediately, I know one person, he was working in my group. Suddenly he heard something. He started dressing something very nicely, very like pressed pants. Before he was wearing like normal shirts, pants and everything, like normal, sleeveless, sort like not formals and everything, like informals. And suddenly he started wearing everything, formals, pressed, nicely pressed with creased, and nice shoes and this and that. He changed his bags. Before he used to have this, and then had like what do you say, like a professional bag. And then he changed his mindset. He learned new skills, and suddenly, he got into an MBA. Like he went into Kellogg, and then he became a director, senior director, and something like that. He jumped, and he's working in he's a senior manager in some BCG or something like that, a management consultant. He was in the same group I was working in Stellantis. So I was thinking about that, saying, see, he's strategizing so nicely to achieve his material goals. Of course, that also will leave. Of course, we are not interested in that, to become CEO or this or that, because that also will be taken away by time. So, but that principle can be taken. That principle can be taken. So, how is thinking like that? Similarly, we are also thinking, okay, now I'll become a devotee. I'll wear kanti mala, tilak, I'll have dhoti, I'll have kurta, I'll offer obeisances to devotees. Complete mindset change. From the way he's dressing, from the way he's behaving, from whom he talks with, how much time he spends in the office, everything is changing. He grew up. Similarly, we also must change, revolutionize our everything, 360-degree change of strategy. Then only we can achieve our goal. We can't achieve our goal if we simply change one thing, two things, three. No, that will not be. No. Overall, revolutionize. Anyway, I wanted to discuss about Raghunath Das Goswami's pastimes. I don't know if we'll have time. It's already 9:40. So, any questions or comments are welcome. Any questions or comments? Okay, thank you, devotees. Oh yes, I'll discuss that. Vancha kalpatarubhyashta kripa sindubhye evacha patitana